Thank you, sir. Thank you. And let's get going. 2400 opponent with the black pieces. Let's see how it goes. Is he gonna play the double finquero? Yep. You got it, you got it. Nice C6, D5, very interesting too. Hey. Now I'm trying to take my time here because whatever I decide, whatever pawn structure I pick is going to dictate the remaining of the game. Like I'm thinking, should I play d5 and then play with that pawn structure? I'm going to allow them to trade my bishop, but that's okay. Should I play with d6, e6 or d6, e5? Whatever I pick, the plan is going to be different. b6, bishop b7. We play b6. Danny Romero, welcome aboard. Yep. I haven't committed my pawns in the center yet. Welcome. I've seen it before and it doesn't always end up well for me. Now again, I'm thinking, what should I do about this? Rook c8 seems very natural. Knight a5 is an idea. Knight e8. Even bringing the queen over. d6, I don't want to play d6, not yet, not now. Even knight d4 is so interesting. Cha. I really want to wait before I... Remember, pawns, once you move your pawns, you cannot put them back. So I really want to wait to see. They're best next to each other, controlling everything in front of each other. So we'll see. And by the way, in these positions where they're quiet, notice that I'm on my side of the board, they are on their side of the board. if you waste a move or two, it's not a big deal. It's not a sharp position, so you have the time to maneuver your pieces around. So don't feel bad if you ever come up with a plan like that. Like in the exercise we had today about Sadler, that the knight moved 4 moves in a row to get to a specific square. It's okay in these kind of positions. All right, improve the knight. Careful with this. There are always tactics on the bishop, like knight e7 and the bishop is gone, right? Like knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and then there's this in the air. Cha-cha, cha-cha, cha. The moment I play e6, d6 becomes a permanent weak square. That's a fact. Yep. Bear with me, guys. I gotta get better at Twitch. All right, luckily we removed. Let me just change the title here. All right, in the meantime, let me think of if you were playing this game, what would you play? E5. I think king g8 is the way to go, but all right, I think we're good to go now. Perfect. Thank you, okay? All right, so we're in check. E5 again. We have tried to keep these pawns healthy, and now if we play 5, this becomes a backward pawn. So f6 is interesting actually. Hello. Hey. Thanks a lot for dropping by, and glad to see that you found them helpful, okay? Now we're trying to utilize what we learned in those videos. So far, so good. All right, they're putting pressure on e7. I think it's time to get rid of these bishops. Now he's thinking, is there anything that I missed? I don't think so. All right, king g2 is gonna happen. Now I thought quickly of queen c6, queen e6. We don't need to do that. So what do we do? I like the idea of creating something on the queen side, a6, b5. This is like a Sicilian structure more or less for black. So maybe bring the rooks over and play on this side of the board. Well, pawn is hanging. See, maybe if I had played f6, king f7 would solve the problem. Check. Let me see if I can do something like this. Sort of like a minority attack. Eh. I get your point, but it's just that I'm trying to avoid any long-term weaknesses, because then the entire game I'm gonna have to deal with that. A6, B5. I just want to create some targets for my pieces to put pressure on. If I play B5, let's say they take, I take back, and then all of a sudden I have a target to put pressure on. We'll see. We'll see if this is the right plan or not. All right. Cha cha cha. Cha cha. Cha cha. Here, mainly what I calculated was, of course, he takes, check. Let's say they block, we take, they take, A takes B5. I'm hitting A2. All right. I'm not even gonna think twice. Or should I think twice? Cha cha cha. All right, we had a very good session on rook endgames on Monday. So let's see. All right, so there you go. This is, guys, again, those of you who are new, I don't think any of you are new to the channel, but on Monday we do endgames. Today we're doing positional chess. But last Monday we had a pretty nice lesson on rook endgames. So it looks like we're headed that way. What should I play? Queen b7? No. Queen b7, queen c6, queen takes, rook takes. If I'm gonna trade, I'm gonna trade here. Rook takes. This is what I calculated. Then rook c8. They take, I take. They go to the 7th rank. I go to the 7th rank. I like this. Rook endgames, it is. You might be right, but you don't know how many mistakes could be made in this endgame still. Yeah, rook endgames are just tricky. Okay, this is exactly like we calculated it. Let's see who wins. Okay, guys, let me know, is the audio broken? If that's the case, let me know, that way I can fix it. Audio is fine, thank you. All right. You mean like what I say is breaking up, or? If I go for this, they take, it's gonna be definitely drawish. Now, what if I go? I don't know how he's gonna defend his pawn after rook b2. Okay, rook a3, pawn b4. Like, we're gonna get this pawn no matter what. The question is that enough to convert? We'll see. We'll see. go. For all I know, I'm not losing this, but can we win? Can we win it? Can we win it? No. Only, this is only Twitch. Only Twitch. Now, because what I'm doing, guys, if you look at the schedule again, so I'm doing Monday to Thursday, we're doing training sessions. And then I cut them off and make sure that what goes to YouTube is already easier to watch than not just all of me talking and all of these things that are not relevant. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Let's see if this makes any sense. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna lead too much, but we'll see. At least we have a plan, and that's the most important thing. We don't know if it's a good plan or not, but we have a plan. Thank you guys, thank you. All right, so what would you do? Would you play rook h1 and then promote? Or just move the rook? I mean, this has to be a horrible mistake. This has to be winning. This is not necessary. Now, am I missing anything? What am I missing? I mean, it could be anywhere actually. Now, if this king were more active, if the king were taking these pawns, it's a different story. But with the king so passive, it's easy. My king's gonna come over on time, my rook is gonna be fine. This has to be a huge blunder. Huge blunder. If I didn't have the time, I would simply sack, promote, and then queen outplays the rook anytime. Welcome. Twitch user 2032. All right, guys, we got that one. Definitely, I'm pretty sure it was a mistake, that rook f2. All right, 95% accuracy, pretty good. Now, before we start bragging about it, mainly because it was a quiet game. Our opponent played a very quiet setup. We traded pieces, went to an endgame. That was pretty straightforward too. d6, a6, and that's what I tried to do here. b5, take, and now we calculated that even though they get to the 7th rank first, we're hitting 2 pawns. And I'm happy to collect this one and get an outside pass pawn. Promising, not really, but we take the other one. And that's it. Now, it's recommended to have the pawn structure like this. So we played it. Rook b1. And look, this is very difficult to convert, but they have to know what they're doing. This is the right plan, I think. Active king, rook behind the pawn. This is the way to go. But then somehow they went back to being passive. See, passive instead of being active. Mistake. This is always a something that we cannot forget. There's a plan where we come over and attack the rook, and eventually the king goes up. You want to have the pawn on b3 so that the king can hide from these checks, right? So always time this b2 right. Yeah, thanks to this mistake, we got the game. But if not, it was going to be a painful 20, 30 more moves. So 164 anyways, but yeah, rook f1, and that's it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. But again, thanks for being here. Let me know if you have any final questions, absolutely, about anything.